I am so freaking excited for Fallout 76, and today's Quakecon presentation further affirmed that this might just be the multiplayer game I've been waiting for. What's going on, everybody? It's GhostRobo, and boy, oh boy, are they making all the right moves with this one. The choices they've made, the systems they're implementing, I find it to be genius. Today we're focusing on PvP and how they are trying to make this an awesome experience for all involved. Whether you are the Fallout fan that likes single player and wants to stay solo, not engaging, not involving yourself in antics on a server, or whether you are someone that is super intrigued by the idea of moving as a unit and making magic with other players in a live Fallout game. So what they have done here is it's, I think, fantastic. And maybe it's been done in other MMOs and I'm just not aware of it, but it seems innovative and really smart to me. They also discussed perks, card packs, leveling up. That stuff looks awesome. I covered it in a separate video. I'm a real sucker for card packs, so that was really exciting. My Pokemon collection says hello from way back in the day. Luckily, they say they're not selling those things. Otherwise, I'd be a little worried. But PvP has me zero worry because they're handling it so well. What they've decided to do here is make a system that requires initiation and engagement from both players for a fight to really ensue. They wanted to limit griefers, trolls, just straight up jerks, and make sure that their impact on the server and on the game was not too great. So if someone comes up and decides to start shooting you, that's fine, they can do that, but they're only going to do a little bit of damage. Hopefully they get the memo and move on, because it's not until you draw your weapon and aim it straight at them that a real fight begins and the damage numbers evolve to their normal totals. They can kill you with that chip damage, but if they do, it is way worse for them than for you. If they want to be a jerk, if they want to grief, if they want to sit there and just annoy you, they can, but they'll get no reward, no caps, no experience, nothing. What they will get, though, is be marked as a murderer and labeled with a bounty. Now, every player in the server can see them and can go get them for a really good reward straight out of that murderer's pocket. And they are blind. They will no longer see player indicators, so it's a real bad scenario. I'm sure people will still do it, but it's a great way to try and limit this negative interaction and people just being annoying. They also have done a number of other things to encourage nice behavior and a game that really does, like I said, support everyone in how they want to play. You can even pick to be a pacifist, in which case your bullets will not initiate fights. And they did this so players that do not want to engage in PvP and do not want to run that risk, their bullets can't be stepped in front of and then, oh god, now a fight ensues, you shot me, ta-da. No, you can just turn on this pacifist option and you no longer can initiate PvP whatsoever. But even outside of that, smart things are happening here. They have sort of balanced out the damage numbers. They say that a knife will still do notably less than a minigun, but it has been equalized more than what you might expect from, say, Fallout 4. So fights will be a little bit more fair. They've also capped the level at 50, and while you still can acquire different perks and mix up your loadout, you won't be able to add special attribute points, and therefore you can't be supercharged way beyond the limits of what everyone else on the server has. You also are incentivized to kill players of higher rank. That will increase the rewards, and they say there's not as much incentive to go and grief on someone of a lower level. You want to pick battles with people of your level or higher, which is pretty cool. PvP doesn't kick in until level 5, so that'll help start you off a bit more simply. There's also a way to ignore a super annoying player. If someone is really getting on your nerves and being a super jerk, you can choose to ignore them, which will hide both of you from each other. They also went into further detail about death and how it's not that big of a deal. I feel like this might be a little bit controversial because maybe death should mean more, but I guess the focus is on building your base, grouping up, and going on quests. So with death, you don't lose much. You lose your junk, but again, junk isn't really that big of a deal. You're not losing your caps, you're not losing your experience, you're not losing your weapons or your gear. You're just losing junk. You'll respawn for free at the nearest fast travel point, or you can pay a little sum to respawn at a farther away fast travel point. From there, you got to go back and grab your junk, but if you do respawn far away, it's probably been taken. So death is not much of a penalty. Instead, killing someone of a higher level is more of a reward. So they're emphasizing the positive aspect of player versus player interaction versus emphasizing the negative effect of a loss at death, which I think is smart. but I kind of wish there was a little more consequence there. It makes sense, though, in the greater scheme of how they're trying to structure this game. Nukes, they briefly mentioned and said that they're not a big concern, and even though they will be a really wonderful world event, because of the blueprint system, you can quickly rebuild your base or move it before that nuke lands. So again, they're really doing what they can here to ensure that the experience is fun for all and people aren't getting frustrated. I think the smartest choice is the way that they are requiring both players to engage in a battle for a battle to really take place, and that chip damage can kill, but it will create a gnarly scenario for the murderer. Let me know your take on all of these PvP updates in the comments down below. I think it sounds so awesome. I cannot wait for the game. Check out my perk video if you want to see how leveling up and those card packs work. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Drink so much chocolate, and we will see you all later.